Welcome to another YouTube video in the Kummer Homestead.
How has it been raising food on a small scale over the last 3 years? How long has it been?
Yes, 4 years
4 years.
since
4 years.
2020.
Yeah. So, how's it been for you?
It's been very rewarding. My favorite part is, getting some honey, from the bees. That has
Which we're
been
doing
fun.
right now,
Yes,
harvesting honey.
it's been fun.
Uh,
So that one for me is the most rewarding one, and it's just delicious. Never expires. Now we are gonna might be able to share some with friends that have been asking. If we're gonna sell this year. What
yeah.
else?
For me, it's not been boring. For sure, there's
No.
always something, and also, I mean, we are both not city girls and boys, but we certainly. Well, I did not grow up with raising livestock or knowing anything about farming or soil
Me a
or
little bit, but not in such, not in a big scale. It was just something small. Maybe my aunt had some, laying hens. I think the kids. Sorry to interrupt, but the kids would say the rabbits have been the most fun.
yeah. Yeah.
They're cute. They're silent,
Uh-huh.
and they are, like fun to
Yeah.
hang out with.
Yeah, but we had to learn, I mean, all of that from every animal, beekeeping, raising chickens, feeding, rotating, fencing. All of it was brand new for us, zero experience, more or less. And it's been rewarding for sure because we learned a lot of things. We got a lot of stuff back in products, right? Be it
Yes.
the honey from the bees, be it the eggs from the chickens, meat
Yes.
from the rabbits and the chickens, you know, produce from the vegetable garden. And but it's been time consuming, doing that.
Mostly when you add more. Like
Yeah.
we started with a small flock of 17.
Uh-huh.
We
And
had a
now,
mean rooster. We had to learn from that. The kids had to learn from that. It was nice, like to have that small flock. Then we added, what did we add next? The bees. That
yeah.
I think the same year we had the bees and the hens, and then the flock got bigger the next year.
Yeah, now we have like 100 right now. I think we have about 100 birds
Yeah,
on just over an acre. I mean, realistically, the property is just over an acre, but where we keep everyone is probably closer to an acre or maybe even a little bit less.
I think we're pushing it.
We're pushing it. So,
We're pushing it, but we're trying to make them happy. Like we make sure that they have nice pasture.
they get rotated.
They get rotated. I'm the one who I'm always. Oh, Michael, we should really go and change the fence.
Move the chickens.
Yeah, so I sometimes do it by myself. Then we got the rabbits.
Then we got rabbits. And it
Rabbits.
started with 3, right? 2 does, 1 buck, and now we
Now we have
have
6.
we have 6 breeding stock and a bunch of kids. There are 9 up there in a mobile tractor. There are 5 here. There are 5 in the there are probably more litters now than we can see. So we probably have around 30 rabbits right now.
Yes, and the first year of the first 9 to 10 months with the rabbits were, like very easy. Then we started noticing that they got sick, and then they were not delivering any bunnies and they were not getting pregnant. So we had to, learn a lot from that. The sniffles, have killed a few of our bunnies, which is very sad, and for the kids is really not fun. But we've learned quite a bit from them.
And especially I think that whole life and death is one super valuable lesson, both for us because we never had to dispatch an animal. And I remember I remember when the first chicken died, not, due to our fault, but because a hawk, got her. Everyone was crying.
It was
And
6 p.m. and we were, digging a hole, putting like a mark where we are gonna know where we buried the bird.
But that whole process, I think, has been incredibly valuable. And in particular, I think for the kids, knowing that, hey, this is where the food comes from, Yesterday it was still running in the background. Today it's in the freezer, and tomorrow it's on the plate, kind of. And now it's typically an aging process involved, so we don't eat it right away. But yeah, I think that's been eye-opening for the kids, and now they have gotten to grips with it that this is where food comes from.
I love how we're teaching them, that, just in our backyard. They've learned a lot.
Yes, no, for sure. Then at some point we got geese, right?
Geese. I'm not a fan of
I love the
geese.
geese.
I don't like the geese. I like because they are really protective.
Uh-huh.
Like they are really good at taking care, like literally not letting
Anything come
anything
close to
come
the
close
flock.
to the
Uh-huh.
flock.
But they're loud and obnoxious. If you think roosters are loud, get two geese.
And they're mean.
Especially African geese. They're
And they are
particularly
mean.
loud. Huh? They can be mean. Huh? But I don't, at least you don't bleed like with a rooster, so that's the good news. You might get a small bruise when they pinch you, but...
Oh, and then we learned that if you remove the geese from the flock and you have roosters, then you really found out that they are still roosters.
The
and they
roosters
can
step
be
up,
very,
yeah.
they can be very aggressive too. Because when we had the geese with the flock and the roosters,
the roosters were the betas in relation to the
Yes.
geese. The geese were the alphas.
so
But without the geese, the roosters step up and
yeah.
yeah.
Then we learned that they can fight, roosters versus geese when you put them together after
When you
being
reintroduce them.
Yeah. What about the vegetable garden?
That's been a pain in the rear.
But I like the fact that you said last year, Kathy, I want to do it right this time. I want to put in the effort. I want to
become vegan.
No. We're going to grow what we really actually eat.
Yes.
That's it. Sweet potatoes, cucumbers that we peel off, remove the seeds, watermelon, cantaloupe, raspberries,
Strawberries.
blueberries, strawberries. I got a big yield this year. What else? Garlic to deter, pests and all that. But yeah, it's been, this year we really truly put an effort, both of us. I like that you were motivated because then it motivated me. And we did it from seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we went all in. So that has been fun this year. And all the pruning that we actually did, like good pruning, paid off too.
Paid off completely.
Because that was one of the mistakes that we did when we just started. We were not pruning.
And because my thing has always been nature knows what it's doing. So don't interfere. Let that bush grow. It'll. But now here is actually the thing, because in nature there would be competition from other plants, from other animals, stuff that we kind of try to prevent here, and so we are actually interfering with nature if we want to or not, and so it only makes sense. So like rotating cattle every single day to mimic how much under pressure they would be from predators and how much soil disturbance they would incur and all of those things. So we need to mimic that, and the same goes with pruning. Cut it back so it can be more vigorous, the plant, it can grow better, bear more fruits the next year, and that's been really paying off. And I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe at the light at the end of the greenhouse tunnel at some point. So we can, a wind tunnel it's called, where we can really take it to the next level and then produce.
I think it's been good, and now with the vegetable garden, now we have meat birds. There's been a lot of changes in the backyard. And if you see our grass, it's totally different of
it
when
used to
we
be
moved.
Bermuda.
Yeah, and then like we added a few flowers for the bees for the fall, and again good pruning. So it's been fun. It's been.
So what's next?
And next, I don't know. We have to move.
We move, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna add anything.
Not here anymore. I think we're at the seams, but we already have a new property that we are planning moving to. It's significantly bigger, 45 acres, and so we
just have to keep learning from here.
Cattle, pigs, ducks, horses.
No horses. But I think I'm gonna lose that battle. So
subscribe, comment, let us know how your journey has been. Love to hear it. Tips and tricks you have. See you next time.
Bye.